Module 3, Brainstorm and Cluster. Here's a brainstorming exercise that we will go over step by step. Though it is not about a topic in the Red Book, it illustrates the process. You are going to plan an essay about your experience of training a cat. Never trained one, you say? That's okay. Use your imagination. What sorts of issues come to mind? Please turn to your CD workbook, Module 3, Slide 3. Now that you've worked with your own list, which probably had several similar items, you can compare your process to ours. We decided that the first group could be called training outcomes, but other phrases would be just as good. Notice that we didn't call it Things I Want My Cat to Learn, because the essay isn't about one particular cat. It's about training cats in general. The next group we called Training Techniques, which is really close to How to Train. But it could also be called Behavior Modification, which was another one of our brainstorm topics. It often happens that some item on the brainstorm becomes the title of an entire subtopic that includes other related items. Do any other groupings suggest themselves to you out of the items that are left on the brainstorm list? This one seems to be about where to go for expert or professional advice, but we don't yet have a good name for it. We're using this title as a placeholder. The real theme may not turn up until after we start writing, when we see what we end up writing about. Finally, a catch-all for the leftovers, special training issues. But in that case, when to begin might overlap cats versus kittens. This is another common occurrence. Items that seemed distinct when they were first written down may end up as duplications. So here is the tentative list of subtopics, reorganized into a pattern that seemed more logical than the order in which they occurred during clustering. We also added one at the beginning, because a good place to start is by looking at the big picture. Why would one want to train an animal at all? That topic did not emerge directly from the brainstorm, though it was implied in lots of ways. But on reflection, it made sense to ask that question before getting to the details of how and what to do. So that's another clustering strategy. When you look at the list of subtopics, does anything seem to be missing? Naturally, the list we came up with is just one of many possibilities. You undoubtedly had other items on your brainstorm and ended up with other perfectly acceptable subtopics. That's fine, because your experience, in this case your imagined experience, is uniquely your own. The themes you choose will depend on your list and your own way of sorting. Bottom line, there is no one right answer. As we saw in class, each group came up with a different list of subtopics, any of which would have worked. Once you have your brainstormed topic list, you can effectively use the interrogatories, or, if there isn't one for your particular essay topic, the tic-tac-toe matrix. This process is the focus of Module 4.